welcome to highlights of the 1991 German Grand Prix, brought to you by Michael Pose and GP2Joey. It's round 9 of the season and we're at the 4-mile-long forest line high-speed bowl of Hockenheim, located in the stunning countryside of the Rhine Valley. McLaren's Joey Davies claimed a historic home win last time out at Silverstone, and the Briton is looking to take his third victory of the year this weekend, but it's teammate Alain Prost leading the drivers' standings, with Ferrari's Ayrton Senna closing in fast ahead of Davies, with Nigel Mansell fourth, and McLaren-Honda hold a 24-point lead over Ferrari in the constructors' standings, as poor reliability continues to hamper the efforts of Williams-Renault in third. In the pre-race news, Lotus fell into pre-qualifying for the first time in their history. Davies implored Honda to commit to his McLaren team, saying they don't need Senna to return for success, whilst Mansell pleaded with Williams and Renault to stop their ongoing appalling reliability issues. F1 Supremo Bernie Ecclestone suggested Williams were looking to sign Prost, whose future remained cloudy, as Benetton confirmed Derek Warwick had been replaced by Brazilian Roberto Moreno for the rest of the year, with the Brazilian being replaced at Modena by Giovanni Amati. Tragedy then struck the Warwick family as Derek's younger brother and F1 hopeful Paul was killed at Alton Park, and Senna confirmed he already had numerous options for 1992. And McLaren boss Ron Dennis said an extension with Honda was close, as was a possible all-French tie-up with Ligier and Renault for next year, and Ferrari also declared their interest in the ongoing form of Davies. As usual, Friday morning's 30-minute pre-qualifying session was electric as drivers battled to get an optimum setup for their cars. Lotus looked strong from the off in the hands of Mika Hakkinen and Martin Donnelly, whilst BMS Dallara, who impressed last time out at Silverstone, struggled to find decent top speed, and the Brabhams of Damon Hill and Mark Blundell were quick too, with the former ending up the fastest ahead of Ivan Capelli in the Leighton House in what was a close session, with the top 12 covered by only a second. But in the end, it was Leighton House, Brabham and Lotus who all made it through, leaving the rest to lick their wounds and head for home, their weekend done. Friday afternoon's first qualifying session saw an intense battle between Senna's Ferrari and the McLaren of Davies, whilst his teammate Prost continued to struggle in the MP46, with the Frenchman once more complaining about the power of his Honda. In the end, Senna was fastest by less than a tenth of a second, but the big news of the weekend came after the 1-hour session, when Prost confirmed the rumours that after 8 years and 4 world titles, he would be leaving McLaren at the end of the year. Team boss Ron Dennis called Prost's departure unfortunate, while Senna responded to the news saying a return to McLaren could now be on the cards, despite Ferrari president Luca de Montezemolo confirming his focus was purely on keeping Senna. Saturday saw Mansell more competitive in the Williams before Davies brought out the red flags after losing his brakes on the approach to the stadium and crashing his McLaren at over 150 miles an hour. Despite escaping injury, the Briton went back out in the spare car once the session resumed, but was unable to beat Senna, who was in terrific form, and duly claimed his third pole of the year, with Mansell only 1,000th slower than Davies in third place, with the Leighton Houses of Maurizio Gugelmin and Ivan Capelli both failing to qualify. Afterwards, Senna beamed at Ferrari's resurgence and was confident of the win on Sunday. Davies was relieved to have escaped injury and also hoped to compete for top spot, and Mansell was busy hoping he had the reliability that has escaped him in the past 3 races, and Jordan were confident of their race day speed. News then broke that Footwork Arrows had sensationally sacked designer John Barnard after the team's woeful season that has only seen their cars finish 5 times out of a possible 16. So it's Ayrton Senna and Joey Davies on the front row, with Nigel Mansell and Michael Andretti on row 2. Row 3 is Alain Prost and Jean Alesi. Row 4 is Martin Brundle and Johnny Herbert. Row 5 is Nelson Piquet and Roberto Moreno. Row 6 is Gerhard Berger and Satoru Nakajima. Row 7 is Riccardo Patrese and Stefano Modena. Row 8 is Bertrand Gachot and Andrea De Cesaris. Row 9 is Pierluigi Martini and Thierry Boutsen. Row 10 is Gianni Morbidelli and Eric Comas. Row 11 is Eric Bernard and Damon Hill. Row 12 is Aguri Suzuki and Mika Hakkinen. And at the back it's Martin Donnelly and Mark Blundell. It's a cloudless blue sky in Hockenheim as the engine revs rise, the red lights come on, and the German Grand Prix is go! Davies makes a very poor start from second place, but Ayrton Senna takes the lead as they run down towards the first turn. It's Senna ahead of Andretti. Mansell's trying to get past Davies. He can't get through. Davies is up into third, and he's got a good run on Michael Andretti in the Ferrari as they run down towards the first chicane. They're approaching over 200 miles an hour and on board with Joey Davies. He's going to try and slip it up the inside of Andretti, who's also got the toe from Senna. Surely they're not going to go 3 wide. Davies is keeping his foot in. They're 3 wide on the break into the braking zone. It's Davies takes the inside, and he's taken the lead away from Andretti. Fantastic start from the Englishman. Andretti drops to second. It's Senna in third. Mansell's fourth. Alain Prost is into fifth. Alesi drops to sixth, and Davies already is under attack from the 2 Ferraris. It's Andretti trying to find his way through. Davies protects the inside line. He's going to force them round the outside. Are they going to be able to do anything into the braking for the Oscar for the first time? They're going from 200 miles an hour down into just 65 miles an hour. Davies covers the line. He's feathering the throttle now. He's got to be very careful. They don't want to get too much wheel spin. And they're out of the turn, and it's Davies still in the lead. Andretti's second. He's all over the McLaren's gearbox. Davies is going to take the defensive line again on the approach down to the third chicane. Davies is going to hold the inside line, and Senna, he looks to be getting the toe from Andretti. He thinks better of him, trying to get past Davies as Andretti makes a move and he can't get through. Fantastic couple of corners from Joey Davies there. Very aggressive driving to block Andretti, with Senna trying to find his way past as well. And Senna's going to try and make a move on Andretti now as they come into the stadium section for the first time. Davies is still in the lead. Senna under braking. He slips it underneath Michael Andretti. He's up into second with Prost in third. Mansell passes Alesi again. Mansell's up into fifth place. Johnny Herbert is seventh. Martin Brundle is eighth. Nelson Piquet is ninth in the Benetton. And his new teammate Roberto Moreno is in 10th place. Obviously, Roberto Moreno's replacing Derek Warwick for this weekend. But back up front, Davies, he's got nearly a second lead over Senna with Andretti in third. Prost is in fourth, and Mansell's going to be looking. He's 4/10 behind the Frenchman. He's going to be looking to see if he can make a move on him. There's Brundle and Jean Alesi there. That's Brundle. Brundle slipping up the inside, and Brundle moves up into 7th position as Jean Alesi makes yet another terrible start. Back up front, Michael Andretti. He's got to make sure that he gets a very good result today. But there's a right battle going on over third place. And Herbert's going to try and sneak it up the inside. He can't get through there. It's Prost and Andretti side by side into the stadium section as Alesi comes back up. That's Mansell. Mansell's up into 5th place again now, having dropped to 6th. But Davies is 1 second ahead of Senna. Prost is up into 3rd. He slipped ahead of Michael Andretti. That was seen. And Bernard's running wide in the first turn. Not sure what happened there with Eric Bernard, the Frenchman in the Larousse. He sticks it into reverse. The marshals are out with the yellow flags, but I think that's Bernard out. It is, as we ride on board with Jean Alesi. And we see Andretti under attack from Johnny Herbert. Fantastic pass from Herbert. Johnny Herbert's really driven very well this year. It's just such a shame. And Senna's going to try and make a move. Senna's going to try and make a move for the lead. Sorry to cut in front. He's going to try and make it on the inside. Is he through? He is. Davies lets him have it. Senna takes the lead away from Joey Davies. With Prost in 3rd, Mansell's in 4th. And Prost is going to try and make a move on his teammate. That's Mark Blundell pulling over. Blundell's off. Mark Blundell is off in the Brabham, and he's out of the race. But we need to see what's going on back up front, because there's a battle going on between Davies, who's retaken the lead from Senna, as Berger retires in the Joas Porsche. Yet again, Davies and Senna, and even Nigel Mansell and Prost. It's a 4-way battle. Davies is 1.1 seconds ahead of Senna, with Mansell in 3rd. And let's have a look at this. It's Senna. He's got Mansell all over the back of him. Mansell's going to try and make a move into the chicane. He does. He's through. Nigel Mansell, who's unquestionably had the fastest race car over the past 3 races, but his reliability has been absolutely shocking in the Williams, and he's already on the gearbox of Davies, and he's making the move. He's going to take the lead. Mansell takes the lead away from Davies on the run down to the Oscurve chicane. Are we going to see Davies try and hold it off around the outside? He can't, as Mansell cuts across him, and Davies has to get on the brakes, and he locks the front wheels. And we ride on board with Prost, who's busy trying to chase down Ayrton Senna, with Johnny Herbert in 5th. Michael Andretti has slipped to 6th place, with Alesi in 7th, and Brundle still down in 8th place. Such a shame to see Brundle down there in 8th place after he had such a good first half to the year last season. And we see Andretti trying to pass Johnny Herbert into the third chicane. Is he going to make it stick? He can't. And up front there's smoke. Has somebody lost it? I think that's a McLaren that's gone off. Is that Prost? It's Prost has gone off. It's Davies. Davies has gone off. Davies has gone off. And he's dropped right the way down the grid. He's going to have to come into the pits because I think he's actually lost part of his front wing, it looked to me. There was certainly some debris on the grass as Moreno overtakes one of the cars there. That's a footwork. Is that Herbert? It's Brundle. Brundle's gone off. Brundle has got it. He's got an oil leak, it looks like, at the back of the footwork to me. But let's have a look at what happened with Joey Davies. Now, we know that he struggled with the brakes on his McLaren all weekend. Into the third chicane. You can see he's gone too fast into it. I suspect that he's had yet another brake issue. The car was very unbalanced and he just lost it on the exit of the chicane. Onto the grass. He's half on the grass, half on the tarmac. And he loses it. Pivots 360 degrees. Drops way back down the field. And he's also had to go into the pits. And he's definitely going to have to come in and get his car changed. As Herbert makes a move on Prost. And Johnny Herbert, when his teammate Martin Brundle's retired, but Johnny Herbert, as Briton comes into the pits, Herbert is up into third place, which has now just become fourth because Prost has retaken it. But Nigel Mansell, he is accelerating away from Ayrton Senna. The race leader, Nigel Mansell, he's 7.7 seconds in the lead, and he is looking very comfortable. He's just going to be hoping that he's got reliability today. Prost is in third, it's Herbert fourth, with Michael Andretti in fifth, and Jean Alesi's in sixth place. PK in seventh. He's definitely going to be trying to push along to see if he can close up the gap to Jean Alesi, but it's already out to 13 seconds as we see Alain Prost in third place trying to hunt down Ayrton Senna, who's just pulled away from him, and Johnny Herbert with Michael Andretti in close attendance as they head into the stadium section. But is Alain Prost going to be able to do anything today? He's definitely lost his mojo over the past couple of races. And obviously, his announcement that he's going to be leaving the team has come as quite a shock to some people, but maybe not a surprise as Mansell comes into the pits. Race leader comes into the pits. He's obviously going to be stopping twice today. And is Ayrton Senna going to be doing the same, or is he just going to make one pit stop to change his tyres? If so, Senna's going to be in the pound seats later on, as Herbert comes into the pits as well. But Nigel Mansell's dropped from first right the way down to sixth place as we see son of 1968 world champion and 1962 world champion Graham Hill. That's Damon Hill in the Brabham, and he's having a sterling afternoon in the Brabham as his teammate Mark Blundell is out. But Damon Hill has looked certainly very fast all weekend in the number 7 Brabham. He's certainly going to be hoping that he's got some reliability. And Senna's only 3.3 seconds ahead of Prost. Prost seems to be catching him with Andretti in third. Jean Alesi's up into fourth. Nigel Mansell's in fifth, 21 seconds behind Senna, and will definitely be trying to push as much as he can, because if Senna's got to stop and Mansell's got to stop yet again, he really does need to have a cushion. As we see Davies in his recovery mode, he's back in 16th. He hasn't retired as we thought he might have done, but Joey Davies is absolutely on it. He set the fastest lap last time by, and he's just set it again. So Davies is pushing like crazy into the first turn, and he's run wide. He's over the curbs, and he's spin. Davies has lost the back of the McLaren again, this time without damage, and that's Mansell. Nigel Mansell's got flames billowing out of the back yet again of his Williams-Renault, and he's going to retire for the 4th successive race. This is fantastic. They are throwing the championship away. Absolutely appalling from Williams. Absolutely appalling. I don't know what else to say. They are throwing the championship bid away from Nigel Mansell. 4 races he's been in the lead. 4 times he's retired. It's absolutely shocking, and something very serious has got to change at Williams, because that is totally unacceptable for him, and I think for the majority of the British fans that are supporting Mansell's efforts this year, because really he should be at least another 40 points ahead of his rivals and comfortably leading this year's World Championship. But sadly, it is not to be, as we see the 2 Jordans, who are certainly looking very feisty today. That's Bertrand Gachot as Piquet comes into the pits. Bertrand Gachot and his teammate Andrea De Cesaris, they are hunting down what looks like Gianni Morbidelli's Minardi as Herbert pulls over. My goodness me, Johnny Herbert is out yet again. Not only are Williams having appalling reliability this year, but so are the Footwork Arrows team as Alain Prost and Michael Andretti come into the pits for the first time. Senna's still in the lead. but that's going to elevate Nakajima up into a solid third place, albeit not on the road, because he's going to have to stop as well. But Nelson Piquet's up into 6th place. And who's this? Is that Prost? Prost has just lapped Damon Hill. I thought that might have been Joey Davies battling Damon Hill, but I don't think he's doing so, as Ayrton Senna laps one of the Jordans. I think that's Bertrand Gachot. And Charles Lacey's into the pits. But it's Stefano Modena in the other Tyrrell is 9th, with Eric Comas in the Ligier in 10th place, as we ride on board with Prost. Alain Prost is 33 seconds behind Senna, as Sean Lacey comes into the pits from 2nd place in the Williams, and Damon Hill's in for his stop. When is Senna going to stop, though? He's 33 seconds to the good over Prost, with Michael Andretti in 3rd, looking very solid once again to finish on the podium. And that's Patrese gone off. Riccardo Patrese's off as Senna comes into the pits.
Well, it's hardly a surprise. Riccardo Patrese's off into the gravel. He's not a very good driver this year. He's really not impressed me very much at all in the Joe's Porsche, as Jean Alesi continues to circulate. And to be quite honest, he hasn't really impressed me too much this year, as Joey Davies comes into the pits from 9th place. He's driven gallantly so far in his recovery, but I understand that he is going to he's continuing to struggle with the brakes in his McLaren. Is he going to be able to finish the race, I wonder?
Well, his teammate Prost is up into 2nd, and he's following Eric Comas through the final turn. And Senna's got a 4.2 second lead now after his stop. But Prost is being held up, and he's desperately trying to close up to Senna, but he can't do anything about Comas, who blocks him. Eric Comas, who could very well find that Prost is possibly his teammate for next year. If Prost actually does sign the deal that many people anticipate, he will sign with the Ligier team and even possibly become a team owner and take a 50% share interest in the team along with Guy Ligier, as we see Damon Hill in a battle with one of the Tyrrells. But there's Michael Andretti in 3rd place, desperately trying to close the gap to Prost, who's desperately trying to close up to Senna, who's now over 7 seconds in the lead and looking quite comfortable.
Jean Alesi in 4th position with Piquet in 5th and Modena 6th. This is a real good battle going on between the two Tyrrells, because Satoru Nakajima is on fresher tyres and he's catching his teammate Modena.
And Alesi slowing. Jean Alesi's going to pull over on the approach to the S-curve. Alesi in 4th position. He's going to lose out. And it's yet another retirement for Williams. Goodness me, this is wholly unacceptable from the team from Didcot. They have definitely got to sort out their issues, because they are losing World Championship points at every single round. Incredible. As Piquet continues, he's up into 4th. Modena's going to be 5th. Nakajima's going to be in 6th place. Morbidelli's going to move up into 7th. Gachot, as we see Gachot running wide at the S-curve, he's up into 8th place. De Cesaris is 9th, and Joey Davies is into 10th position, and he is catching De Cesaris like you wouldn't believe. He's just set another fastest lap. You have to wonder if he's actually got any brakes left on the car, as Nakajima looks to try and make a move on Modena, and he can't get through there.
They almost touched there, Nakajima and Modena.
Fantastic racing between the two Tyrrells as Senna carries on in the background. But we want to see the battle between these two. It's Nakajima and Modena. They are absolutely fighting tooth and nail with each other as Senna continues in the lead. He's 8.7 seconds to the good over Prost, with Michael Andretti, his Ferrari teammate. He's 10.9 seconds behind, but still the Tyrrells are running in tandem. And it doesn't look as though Nakajima's got away past Modena yet, as the Benetton of Piquet, he's smoking. And Piquet is going to be retiring. And Nakajima's making a move on Modena. Down into the S-curve, is he going to make it? I think he has, he's through. Modena lets him take it. He didn't really fight him too hard there. And I think that Modena's going to try and repay the favour and into the 3rd chicane if he can, or possibly into the stadium section. But Senna. And that's Andretti! My goodness me! Michael Andretti's retiring on the penultimate lap. Andretti from 3rd place is retiring. He's had yet another technical failure in the Ferrari.
Quite incredible developments here. Michael Andretti pulls the Ferrari over and he is out of the race. He will be absolutely gutted.
But that means that Nakajima and Modena are going to be fighting over the final podium position. Will it be the Japanese driver, or will it be Stefano Modena? As we see Andrea De Cesaris coming under attack, and that's Davies going through. Joey Davies, he's up into 8th position. Fantastic pass.
Quite incredible pass from Joey Davies. He's been catching De Cesaris now for some time, and he just about manages to squeeze the McLaren past the Jordan.
But the Jordan team with Gasho in 7th place, he's going to be trying to see if he can keep going, because I think that if Andretti is pulled over, there's every chance that Gasho is going to be able to get a point for the Jordan team. Meantime, up front, Senna's into the final 2 corners. Into the stadium section, he's round the first right-hander, he's round the second, he exits the final turn, and Senna is across the line to win the German Grand Prix. Fantastic performance from the Brazilian, but where's Prost in second? Is he coming through the stadium section with Nakajima and Modena? There's Prost, he's across the line, and it's Nakajima, becomes the first Japanese driver to take a podium finish with Modena in 4th place. Fantastic. There's Damon Hill in 13th, but it's Gianni Morbidelli in 5th. There he is, the Italian Gianni Morbidelli across the line to take 2 points for 5th place for the Minardi team. With Gasho across the line and the Jordan pit. They are across the pit wall as Jordan scored their first ever World Championship point. Fantastic performance from them. But what a performance from Ayrton Senna, the winner of the Grand Prix. Once pre-race favourite Mansell had retired for the 4th successive time, the race seemingly surrendered itself to Senna, who claimed a superb 3rd win of the year, with Prost a surprise 2nd and Nakajima becoming the first Japanese driver to ever set foot on the podium in 3rd. Senna thanked his Ferrari team for their efforts and proclaimed the title defence was back on track. Prost said he was happy with 2nd, but was mentally drained and ready for the upcoming 3-week break, whilst a tearful Nakajima thanked the Tyrrell and Honda team for their support in getting in 3rd place. There were major celebrations down at Jordan 2 after Gasho scored their first ever point, whilst a livid Mansell criticised his Williams team for the ongoing reliability issues that are robbing him of points. Senna now leads the drivers' standings on 46 points, 2 ahead of Prost, 13 ahead of Davies, with Mansell falling 20 points adrift in 4th. McLaren remain on top in the constructors' standings despite Ferrari closing the gap by 4 points as Williams continue to slide further away in 3rd, with Tyrrell going 4th. We head to the tight and twisty Hungora ring next, where Senna will be looking for win number 4, with his rivals hoping they can do something to stop him. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for round 10 of the 1991 Formula 1 World Championship in Hungary.